You know, one of the hardest things in my past, back in the day, one of the hardest things I used to have is ending a relationship. You know, yeah, because I used to just date. As in, I used to feel like I'll make her feel bad by telling her.
Did you ever try to end it?
Yeah, I did many times.
Yeah.
She'd come crying, man. It was weird. She'd cry like she's about to die, but she'd come normally. She'd come with a straight face. She sits down and then starts crying. Like, so I'm like, hey, let's date.
Then you done.
So I actually dated for 7 years.
Seriously?
Yeah, 7 whole years.
So after she cries, you unend it.
Yeah, and end it because I think she'll die like, in my house. So I'd be like, no, I'm not breaking up with you anymore. Let's love one another.
But I think a lot of men suffer the same fate. I think for a man, it's very difficult to break up. I think breaking up with chicks, if I'm being honest, has been one of my toughest. Like, I just I hate that I'm not continuing to do the things I used to do. And then I hate to ghost someone also. But I just...
By ghost, you mean just disappearing?
Just disappearing. Because, you know, people...
But most Kenyan men just disappear. Okay,
yes.
I don't know about me, the ones I know.
I think ghosting has become very prominent now.
You see, ghosting is just my point exactly. It's because you don't want to hurt the feelings of this.
But you're hurting them. Imagine you've been
you've
been talking to her every day. When you wake up, check it, morning sunshine. Then now all of a sudden you're quiet. I think it's a bit funny and immature in my opinion. But also, chicks are quite heartless in my opinion. You remember, I think I once back in the day went with you to beg some chick with a chocolate.
Yes.
As in
she refused to open the door.
I think women are very heartless in this sense. But while it's the most important thing to do, like a chick can come and tell you something like, so I've thought about it and I've decided to leave you. Checky, leave me? Why? Checky. Then she'll go into a deep, elaborate reason. Checky, okay, so there's this guy, his
name is John.
Okay, so John is like really tall. And then there's just how he treats me. Like a woman once told me that she met a guy who is buying her clothes. But okay, I was mad. But then later when I thought about it, I was just like, hey, maybe she was running away from my inability to buy.
She was trying to hurt you into leaving her.
Yes. Maybe she was trying to hurt me into leaving her. And I was quite hurt. I was actually thoroughly hurt. She said that guy buys her clothes, flowers, and chocolates.
You weren't coming through with chocolates.
I said, yani chocolate inafanya niwachwe. But then, but the tail end of it, I accepted. But I just thinking there are many ways that people can end a relationship. From my own experience, it's respectful. Later on, after that relationship, I was in another stint of a relationship, and we had a very decent conversation with this woman in her car at a parking lot. And we both agreed. We said, look, we are in different spaces right now, and this is generally not working.
And you agreed like that?
Yes. It was mutual agreement.
Was she a Kenyan woman?
She was a white woman. But you see, you keep saying it's because of a car. But I think you can actually...
You know, white people are very different in terms of their emotions. A white person can just leave you because they feel like they don't love you anymore. You know.
But should that be the case? Should not be the case?
No, Africans, we are more into, commitment, I don't love you, but I'll just stick with you because I'm committed to you.
I think that's dumb. That's why we end up having a guy who's living with a woman and he has 15 mpango wa candles. I'd rather you come and tell me, you know what? There's a chick I met who was the tiniest wasp-like waist. And every time I see her, my heart palpitates. So because of that reason, I am going to leave.
So is there any sane man who's done that?
No, they should. Well, white people will come and tell you that. But I think for me as a person, these are my personal feeling. Maybe some men who don't feel the same way. For me, I do not want you to dramatize how the better of a man you have found. I think it's very torturous. Check it. Okay, so now apart from his length and width, and then just his, the way he lifts me, oh God, he lifts me. Anyway, back to the story. So I'm leaving you. You see that?
So she leaves you in trouble.
Yeah, check it. Someone is lifting you. So I think that's a bit sad. So I think my hunch is, and I got these from having been dumped very mercilessly. I feel like people should have a very decent, mutual conversation. Like in your case with your chick.
Theoretically.
No. Practically. In your case with your chick. If you're told that, look, I feel like this relationship is not materializing into where I see it going, she should have enough of herself to pick up herself and leave you. This idea of now weeping like you're going to die is a bit funny. Or maybe now from a guy's perspective, I've had chicks tell me that guys have gone to their places at the wee hours of the morning, wailing kwa get cheki. Hata kama umeniacha sitoki. I think that's a bit fun.
There's another guy who cried outside a club, one of my friends. Yeah?
You see, I think
the woman had gone into the club with another guy. Cheki unaingia na yeye hapo. So we were like, are you really crying?
Yeah. Well, I think at least he was expressing himself. You can cry all you want. The thing I have against, say, chicks, in my opinion, don't be too forward. Stop hurting the guy. Instead of saying, so there's this guy who works for the World Bank, who has a lot, that guy has money. Me, I've never been bought for chema lunch, unapiga lunch, kidogo dessert, kidogo wine. That guy has money. Anyway, apart from his money, there's just a way he reverses his beam.
she's daggerizing.
Jogi, his beam. So you see, you do not. I feel like that's heartless. So I think you should respectfully, instead of all of those dramatizations, you can say, I have tried to make this relationship work, but I don't see you being the person I want to end up with. So I respectfully would want to come off of it.
But honestly, man,
If
even
the guy
hearing
asks-
you say that, something in me is just telling me it can't work. Like, you
But
can't-
why? Why does at the end of a relationship have to be hurtful? Why do you need to say in
It has
principle
to be.
things?
What do you mean?
Check it now, you don't choke me enough as he does. As in, surely, why do you have to tell me something
But
like
is
that?
there any way, honestly?
I'm at in the midst of breaking up. Check it. Okay, I'm just finishing with him, then I come. Okay. Yeah, John is down here, so yeah, I just came to tell you that. Like you remember, one of my exes left me, but I was much younger then. I think I was 21. She left me at Nando's and walked hand in hand.
Yeah, I remember.
And I was almost fainting, checking me. Hey, dunia. And she left and went with that guy to Panda Matatu. So I think those are you can't come with your current boyfriend to dump me.
So your problem is the methodology, right?
Methodology. I think people, even in disagreement, people should be respectful. And it plays in two parts. You, the dumped, and the dumper.
I think
the dumpee and the dumper.
Yeah, the dumpee, or rather, the dumpee, the person who's being dumped,
Yes.
right? The dumpee should have dignity.
They should have dignity,
Yeah.
even in being
And then
rejected.
pick yourself up and bounce.
Yes, don't start wailing. Don't start posting things on social media again about her.
Yeah.
Check it. Did you know that one of her breasts is tinier? She's a beast.
How about you open a pseudo account and start
And you start following her. You just have some decency and accept. To be very honest, there's no better way to end a relationship. I mean, these are people you are hanging out with.
You know-
And now that they've chosen another path different from you, granted that will hurt.
When my wife, my wife, when we started relating, I posted on social media and said, I'm now in a relationship.
Yes.
And my ex-girlfriend came to my house and beat my breast.
I remember that story.
It was a fight. Like the whole estate was looking outside the window. They're like, hey! So I'm like, what the heck? And we hadn't even seen each other for quite a while. So I have a wound right here. That's ending relationships. So it's terrible, man.
But I think also maybe you did.
No, I only updated and said now I'm in a relationship.
But why did
I almost lost my nipple.
Had you told her that you're moving on with
Yes,
someone
I
else?
told her. So the
Why
social
did you
media
open
was
the
like
door?
no, she just walked in, I didn't expect it.
I'm sorry, I remember that story and I was there, but it still cracks me up to this day. I think the bottom line, what we're trying to say is, you be graceful in your rejection.
I think also this message goes out to Dumpy that you should have dignity.
Yeah, you should have. Because she cried away 7 years into the relationship. That ended by bad.
Yeah, man, that was sad.
Yeah, I think, I've never had anybody inflict harm on me, thankfully. I hope I don't get there. But I've been in relationships that were so respectful from the commencement on to the conclusion. And you stay amazing friends. You stay amazing friends. You needn't be nemesis.
But you'd remember that it's hurtful, but
It is,
friends.
yes, because the time heals all wounds. It's gonna come a time because you shared memories, and like now I'm in a space. Maybe it's because of age where I'm very respectful, even in terms of how I interact or meet women. I would be very forward and tell you, I am not looking for a relationship right now. You're a personable person I like hanging out with and talking to. If we can have that for now, that's good for me. I'm not gonna lie to you that, hey, we are dating. Then you meet me having coffee with somebody else. Then you're like, oh, so this is what you're doing. Then you start trying to grab my nipple, like in your case. I think that's. But I think that's the bottom line. What I'm trying to say is this: The dumper should be graceful in his dumpingness or her dumpingness. You know, just don't dump people with very sad ordeals. Like Jana, the reason I didn't pick was because Nani was choking me. We're in a dark room. He's really into sadomasochism. Nobody wants to hear that. And you're dumping them while telling them how you've been cheating. Or you were planning a trip. Juzi tulikuwa SGR ukipiga, so it was a bit funny. I couldn't talk.
Maybe those details are unnecessary.
They are unnecessary. Just come and say, look, we are ending it. You don't. In fact, if this, because you know, sometimes when they ask, who is he? They don't want to know.
Yeah.
I think the wisdom for most women who are watching that, most guys will ask, Cheeky, okay, so why? They just say, it's my decision. It's my decision to be with somebody else, and I don't think it's in your place to know it is. Yeah. And I just wanted to formally tell you that it's ending. Also, if you can dump people face to face, I think it's easy and very respectful. The idea to just slide an email, Cheeky, hi, I'm leaving you, cheers, then you block him.
I think it's part of the ghosting.
Yeah, I think that's a bit funny. So I think people should grow to levels of maturity where you're dumping
But it's
people.
tough. Your method is actually tough.
But it's the correct method, in my opinion. It's a correct method. The other methods look like your case now. Somebody bites your nipple.
Yeah.
It's
Maybe
terrible.
if we talked in like earlier, I would have had maybe.
Absolutely. So
normal
that's the point now, and I hope it influences somebody to dump somebody well. Because look at it this way: when you're dating someone, you're dating them into being in a relationship with you, and you go for ice cream dates and movies, and you're sharing things on WhatsApp and sharing things on Twitter and Instagram and so on and so forth. Why does the exit of a relationship have to be any less? Why should it be nasty and dramatic? Why do you need to start tweeting 15 things about Kwamboka you guys didn't know?
Yeah.
It's very unnecessary. So I think that's my take.